Welcome to What's Up Bull Time, Fernando Ramirez. And
No
this
hat
cowboy,
tipping today. No hat tipping today. I'm pissed.
I can't even. You guys don't even know. Before we got on here, he was not. He was not too happy, and now I think he's even more angry. I'm still here at SoFi Stadium. It is 9:45 p.m. The Chargers just got done winning in overtime, 19-16 against the Denver Broncos. A game
loosely. That's a loose term.
Don't forget, guys, that's Dan and Daygo, a very angry Dan and Daygo. I think if you cracked an egg over his head right now, I think you'd fry it.
Real quick, do you know when you're so angry, your eyes feel like they're gonna pop out of your head? That's how I feel right now. They're gonna fly off like in the cartoons, dude. They're out.
I'm sure Mom feels that often with you and I, especially yesterday.
Wow.
Obviously the Chargers eke out a win against the Denver Broncos. It wasn't pretty. I mean, Denver gets off to a 10-0 lead. The Chargers go on a big here, let me pull it up. Chargers go on a big 15-play, 82-drive 82-play drive that took up 7 minutes. Austin Eckler gets yanked into the end zone. Well, maybe it was pushed, but I think the Denver Broncos defender kind of yanked him into the end zone. And Dustin Hopkins, obviously, he hit a 37-yarder after that. Then Brandon McManus hit one right before halftime. We go into the third quarter. Dustin Hopkins hits a 31-yarder. Fourth quarter, Brandon McManus and Dustin Hopkins both exchange field goals. And in overtime, with 2 minutes left, 2 minutes 38, Dustin Hopkins hits a game winner. It was a lot of you take it, no, you take it, no, I take it, no, you take it. At the end of the game, it just felt like nobody wanted to win this game. But at the end, the Chargers pull it off, especially off of a heads-up play by Jazier Taylor and Dean Leonard, who Derwin James really credited tonight with a heads-up play. Let's hear what Derwin had to say after the game about that heads-up play by both of those rookies.
Man, all week I've been telling them boys, how can y'all affect the game? You guys, Dean Leonard, in the elevator today coming to the game, I say, Dean Leonard, I see you making a play. I see you getting a fumble. I see you making a play to change the game, and I promise you it happened today.
I love that guy.
He was funny after the game. He's like, Nando. He's like, what's up, man? He's like, I thought he was already done doing media. He's like, I got you, bro. Come over here. I was like, I appreciate that, Derwin. So, great guy. So obviously, that was a huge play, Dan. I mean, I don't know what you thought. I thought there was a yellow flag thrown because he obviously grabbed the defender and threw him into the kick returner. But then obviously and then obviously Jazier Taylor told us after, no, you're allowed to engage, and he was fighting back. So I said, okay, here you go, and I threw him into him, and that's when the dude fell down, and we were able to recover the punt. So heads up play by him, and then Dean Leonard, 33, heads up play by him to run over and grab the ball and keep it in his hands. I don't know what you thought about that play by both of those guys, but I thought that was a very heads up play by both of them.
100%, very heads-up play, and I'm just going to say it's nice to see this happen to another team that's not the Chargers. So shout out to them for being heads-up and getting on the football, more importantly, having ball security and diving on it and securing it for the offense. What do you want me to say? I was about to tell you don't want to know my thoughts, but that's all right. We'll get into that later.
Dan, I thought another big piece, I mean, obviously – I don't know how many of the viewers saw at home, but at halftime, J.C. Jackson was benched by the Chargers. They decided to throw Michael Davis in there. And I'm not trying to say – I'm just trying to point out the facts. It seemed like the defense really calmed down at that point, and it felt like they really were able to get into their own. They were able to stop what the Broncos were doing. Russ was cooking them. Russ went, I think, 12 for 12 until he finally had an incompletion.
Yeah.
And they were able to really mellow it out. Let me tell you one thing. That hit from Drew Tranquil on Russell Wilson, man, he's going to feel that. And I think Russ said right now that he has a hurt hamstring, that he doesn't know how hurt it is, but that he just could barely move on it. But he took a vicious hit.
He's going to train for 20 hours in a day to make sure he's ready for next Sunday.
It's like Ron Jaworski back on ESPN. I just watched 48 hours of film in the last 24 hours
Jaws.
of Johnny Manziel, and I can tell you, that guy knows exactly how to throw a football.
Don't try to make me laugh, I'm angry. I'm angry.
Tickle, tickle, tickle.
Nope, ain't gonna work. I am in black because I am in mourning.
Hey, but you're wearing a Mamba shirt, so that's a good that's a good sign. It's funny because
focus on this top word right here. Score.
You guys aren't going to know this, but when Dan was little, when he would get mad, he'd be mad. Nobody would get near him. Nobody wanted to get near him because they knew that when he was mad, he was mad. And so right now, obviously now that we're older, I can play around with him. But when we were kids, there was no talking to him when he was mad. So
just like when I used to lose on a Friday night, I was pissed. Saturday, Sunday until Monday, it was a new week.
Let's go to Brandon Staley and see what he had to say about the defensive performance tonight by the Chargers and what he thought about about the defense.
I mean, in the second half, punt, field goal after a takeaway, 3 and out, punt. You know, our defense came to play tonight.
Honestly,
the defense.
My bad.
Go ahead.
No,
it's all you.
Look, in my mind, seriously, besides the Jacksonville game, which, mind you, hell, Doug Peterson's a Super Bowl winning head coach. I can respect that. All right, fine, we got our asses kicked. But I think besides that game, the defense has been the strong suit. The offense has been dragging ass all season. They have not looked good, and I am just so annoyed with all these stooges on the Twitter, on the social medias, talking about, I hope Sean Payton likes LA, this and that. You're really going to give up on the guy after a year? That to me is a joke. You're going to give up on a guy after a year who's been trying to change a culture?
You know what's funny is that I was listening to, and everybody's going to be like, I was listening to Coach Jason Brown from the Netflix show. He was saying stats don't mean spit when it comes to football. And I think that's what a lot of people are focused on. They're focused on that the Chargers defense is giving up a lot of yards. The thing is, they haven't noticed in the wins that the Chargers have had, each time the defense has stepped up big when they've needed to. Yep. I know the rest of the game, it's been rough, but when they need the defense to step up, the defense has stepped up for them every single game that they've won this year. And all 4 victories, the defense has stepped up every single moment. The thing is that I understand where you're coming from with the offense, but let's go here. Let's go to your boy, Justin Herbert. Justin, what did you think about the way – hold on, let me see. Let's go with Justin to see what he thought about the way Denver's defense was playing them and kind of why they had to play this style of offense today.
They've got a great defense, and they're really well coached, and that's kind of the game that we knew that we were going into, and it's going to be a battle. And they could easily be 5-0 prior to this game. We had to just take what they gave us. It's obviously not pretty, not the way we want to win, but a win's a win, and we have to take it.
I get that, dude. A win's a win and all that stuff. I get it, but there was moments like everybody knows no one loves the son of Odin more than myself. But I don't think today was one of his strongest games. Like, oh, there you go. Let's go, dude.
Just like Dustin Hopkins.
Shot out. But for the listener, for the listener who can't see, he just threw something up and just had it land in his mouth.
I caught a piece of popcorn, threw it up, and caught it in my mouth. My bad. I'm sorry, Dan.
No, you're all right. Today was not his strongest day, dude. Like, on the fourth down? No, what was the play?
The DeAndre Carter.
Yeah, was that the play where – No, the one to Horvath. Well, the one to DeAndre Carter bothers me, not only from they had him – the play call was that he ran the same route just from a different part of the field. Like, first off, what are we doing? Second, Herbert had time. If he would have waited, he had Everett open after he –
No, you're talking – that's the one, the DeAndre Carter one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the ones that bothered me. He, Everett blocks, then releases, and if Herbert would have waited, he had him wide open there. Then on I don't know if it was 4th down or what, that play action where he throws it number 1 to Horvath late, but he had Everett over there in the corner wide open. So I don't know who got to him this week, and made him look not as sharp or got into his mind. I
It's
don't
not
think he
that.
looked as sharp today.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. You've won 3 games in a row. Okay, you're 3-2 without Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
You're lucky to be going into this 4-2 without Keenan. There have been some tough moments. Herbert's not used to not having Keenan. Keenan Allen, besides this year, has been healthy throughout his second life as a Charger. His first 4 or 5 years, he was unlucky. He had 2 seasons where they were cut short. The second time, Herbert's had Keenan Allen this whole time, and he hasn't had him these games, so he's learning how to try and win without him. And again, tonight, credit to Patrick Surtain. Patrick Surtain took Mike Williams out of the game.
Yeah.
Patrick Surtain, man, I told you, who did I love in the draft, in last year's draft?
You said it.
I told you, Patrick Surtain is going to be a superstar. I also said the same thing about J.C. Horn. I love both of them. J.C. Horn I love because he said, I'm going to wear number 8 in remembrance of Kobe Bryant. And I was like, that's my guy right there.
Shout out.
But I really think, Dan, I know it was an ugly win, but man, I thought I'm going to get criticized for this. The game plan was actually pretty, I don't want to say intelligent. I just want to say, I thought the game plan was actually pretty, I don't know what word I want to use to describe it, but it was necessary. They weren't giving them anything down the field. The Broncos were like, hey, if you're going to beat us underneath. And that's the way Justin did it. Justin went underneath, and he beat them the way that the Broncos designed and said, hey, beat us that way. That's what the Chargers did. And, you can't really –
once again, because it was off a muffed punt. But
I understand that. But
I have no problem with that. I have no problem with them going underneath. Don't misconstrue that I need them taking shots every play. But it's like, when was it? Towards the end of the game, they're running outside zone for no gain. They're trying to do all this stuff for no gain with Austin Eckler. And I'm like, my God, dude, what are we doing?
Yeah, there was some mess ups, but also you have no Corey Linsley. That man, Justin took some shots today that he should not have taken, and he wouldn't have taken with Corey in there. You didn't watch the first half, I think. When did you get?
No, I got home after practice in the second quarter, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're probably up 14-0 or whatever.
I didn't like the Hail Mary play because Justin took a shot in that one too.
Yeah, of course. Why? That's another thing that bothers me, right? I think the Chargers got the ball back with a minute left or so, a little bit more maybe. 3 timeouts. There is no reason why you can't march down the field. Get tempo, spread them out. And and the Chargers should have, try to get some zone beaters, man beaters. Take a shot with Mike, I guess, if he's one-on-one. Why not? Best on best. Big players make big plays, dude.
Let's see what Drew Tranquil has to say about Dustin Hopkins. Let's move a little bit right now to the special teams. Let's see what he had to say about Hopkins.
Dude's a warrior. Was down last week, is battling, through a leg injury, and can't say enough about his toughness and his steadiness.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of kickers, but that guy earned my respect tonight. And shout out Drew Tranquil, 3rd best defender behind freaking Mac and James, dude.
Drew Tranquil had 2 sacks tonight. The one that was vicious, obviously, was that hit on 3rd down. The other one on 3rd down, remember, he shot out of a cannon, and he ran up and he grabbed Russell Wilson, and now Russell Wilson, I have a hamstring injury. I'm like, dude, come on, just take the L.
Nice.
You lost. Let's talk a little bit about Dustin Hopkins. You saw him. I saw it later, but he was kicking, and right away he grabbed his hamstring. You could tell he was not feeling it.
Yeah.
He went 4 for 4. And he hit the game winner.
Yeah.
That's toughness if I've ever seen it. And we talked to him after the game, and he said it was great, that he was so excited that that he couldn't believe that he didn't feel any different. He's like, when I was up there, I was like, okay, don't think about the hamstring, don't think about anything. He told the guys, don't treat me any different. I'm going to kick it the way I normally kick it. So shout out to him for that. I thought he deserved some credit for, especially because man, it was tough, and you could tell with the environment with he was hurt. There's no other kicker, and he did well. Another guy that I thought did well, Dan, was Sonny Michel, and I know a lot of fans have given him criticism, but without Joshua Kelly tonight, Kelly got hurt.
I saw a tweet about that. Yeah.
So he got hurt at the beginning of the game on a special teams play, and he got hurt, and he tried, and I'm telling you, I watched him for about 30 minutes. He tried.
Yeah.
He just could not come back in, and you could tell it really hurt him. But yeah, no, so he couldn't come back in. So and there was a lot of short yardage plays where Sonny Michel picked him up. He was 8 for 28 for 3.5 yards. Austin Eckler 14 for 36, excuse me. And
14 for 36?
Yeah, an average of 2.6 yards.
My God, an absolute. Well, Zion Johnson didn't have a sharp game tonight.
Yeah,
tonight
I thought
they
the
looked
only
bad
guy
up
that kind of.
front.
What about? Did you watch Jamari at all or no?
He looked fine, but I mean, I think he had a penalty on one of those two. Did Lindsley play last game against the Browns?
Yes, he did.
That must
he had
be
a really good game.
Again. Yeah, that must be the missing factor. I don't know where's the disconnect. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if what's the backup's name? Clapp?
Yeah.
Clapp, just like a backup quarterback who's a rook, needs to be learning these things and absorbing, getting his mental reps. So that way there's no drop-off. That way, just like Jameer, when he steps in, he looks good to go. He can hold his water, and he's good to go. Like, just there was just so much just filth all around. This was just an abomination of a game. I couldn't believe what I was watching. Like I told you, I was coming home from practice, and I'm like, we're going to be up 14-0. I was going to be generous. 14-0, we're good. Second quarter. I get home, it's 10-7. I start cussing up a storm, like, what the hell's going on? Then, of course, I start seeing replays of blown coverages and other things of the nature, and I'm like, oh, my good God. Like, what is going on? It was just bad, dude. Then there was a play that really pissed me off. They had, like, trips on one side. Austin Eckler goes in motion towards the trips.
Oh, yeah.
He's just God almighty. Here they go with the, quick swing pass. Lo and behold, and then we have to punt. My God almighty, dude. If we can, like, I understand, right? High school coach, substitute teacher, I get it. I'm probably a student. You think, what the hell does he know? But if I can see it from my sofa, dude, imagine what those pros are seeing on the field.
And Jawan Williams read that well, and he shot out of a cannon. He tackled Austin right away. Yeah. Let's see, what else do we got?
And I know the Broncos always play tough. They always play tough. But, I mean, my God, dude, I thought this was the year where they looked just completely lost, and you can't – you bring yourself down to play to the level of your opponent. Drives me insane.
Here's Derwin James on the win.
Man, big win. Get us to tie the division up at 4-2. I think anytime you can win a division game is very big.
Talk about the defense and what you guys were able to do in that second half.
Second half, we kind of locked in. We gave up a few plays in the first half, and then we wasn't happy about. So second half, we came together, and we had a complete performance in the second half. Man, big.
Seriously, though, like if you take away that blown, I assume it was J.C. Jackson who didn't go deep. Didn't cover his part of the deep third or whatever.
That's what Brandon Staley said after the game.
16 to whatever. Like, that's why the defense doesn't worry me. I thought, they did what they needed to do in the sense of starting to bring pressure, make them scared, see ghosts, especially in the second half. But, even in the run game, I thought they were pretty solid. It's just the offense is starting to get on my nerves and worry me. Like, I don't know what's going on that side of the football. I don't know if it's play calling. These guys are seeing ghosts. Or
I think if you get Keenan Allen back next, you know what I'm really surprised at too? I mean, I know you have to bring him back. Heck, I might even sit him next week and let him go into the bye week and get really 100%. Then come back after the bye week. Seattle.
Oh, my God. Another team they're probably going to play down to.
I don't know. I may let Keenan rest one more week and let him get back together and then come back. Or maybe this is a game where he can come out, play, He gets his legs back. He has the bye week.
Because the big problem, this is the big problem, right? Big picture. Right now, you're tied with the Kansas City Chiefs, and you have got to match them blow to blow. So there is no room for error right now. Who do they play next week?
San Francisco.
That might be a tough game. So even more the reason why you need to be on point, dude. If they go to 4-3 and the Chargers jump up at 5-2, now it's starting to look like it's time to take control of this division, dude.
No, yeah, I mean, talk a little bit more about that.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that's been the biggest problem with this organization, just from its core. There's always moments in games, right? You can feel them in your bones where it's like, okay, now is the time to take over the game, score a touchdown, start inching closer to the finish line, and make sure that we start putting away the game. The Chargers had that, I think, after the Drew Tranquil sack, where you make them punt, but then it's like you come up with these garbage ideas. You have to punt back, and then you're just putting the game back in limbo instead of just, holding your gaps, holding your blocks, doing your assignments, and moving the ball down the field. I kid you not, I was trying to look for something positive offensively. And like the second quarter or whatever, I was like, okay, cool. I like that they've dominated the clock. They've dominated time of possession. Of course, second half comes, and we said, oh, let's just throw all this garbage out the window and let's just show up and take the test without studying, dude. I was just bewildered by this whole thing. I couldn't believe it. I was in a state of shock. And the biggest problem is, too, historically, you have sometimes these moments early in the season or middle of the season where you're getting close to taking control of the division. And for whatever reason, you'll just start dropping games. They did it in the year they were 12-4. They lost to who was it? The Chiefs had lost, I think.
The Chiefs had lost to Seattle, and the Chargers lost to Baltimore.
Exactly. We get blown out. No, but I think it happened later that year, no?
No, it happened late in the year. No, you didn't
get blown
out.
You're right. In December,
you're right. There was that play where they did the end around.
Yeah.
No, but they did the end around, and Russell Okung comes around, tackles Tony Jefferson, and the Chargers get the first down, and it looks like they're going to advance to win the game. And they called holding, and then Russell Okung after that game goes, the NFL doesn't want to see us be the first seed. That's why they're giving Kansas City easy wins. You're
right. But you see what I'm saying, though? Even last year, there were moments you beat Kansas City on the road. There were teams that you could have beaten that you choose, I guess, because you didn't execute, to lose to. That makes you lose control of the division, momentum, and everything else. You have got to be hot at the right times to push you the right way into the playoffs. I hold on to hope every year that the Giants were like, what were they, 8-8, 9-7 going into the playoffs, and they won the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
that's what I hold on hope to. You have got to get hot at the right time and have all your pieces here. But I would just like to see more consistency. Like, this has been such an up-down flex that it's like, how do you expect to, win the division, let alone make it to the playoffs, let alone win a Super Bowl? So that's the biggest problem.
If the Chiefs lose, they'd be at what?
They'd be if the Chiefs lose what, next week?
Yeah.
They'd be 4-3.
And then if the Chargers won?
5-2. You're at number 1.
It's 2 thus far, shooter.
Oh, you can count. Good for you.
And you can count on me waiting for you in the parking lot.
I love that scene. Shout out, by the way, tomorrow.
When you were doing that, I just thought the way you were counting and everything, I was like, you can count. Good. And you can count.
Tomorrow is Adam Sandler character day, by the way, or Padre wear at school.
Oh, really?
But stop trying to make me laugh, Rao. I'm angry. I'm not happy. This is not winning football. This is not what the program's about.
Let's see what Justin Herbert
Let's see what the son of
has to say.
Wait, by the way, real quick before you go there, he threw a pick.
Yeah.
You're right.
No.
He got bumped up. No, I remember.
Yeah.
Got bumped up. God, I was pissed.
I thought 4-2 has been a big step up for us, and especially where we were at with 1-2, for us to answer back and to win 3 games in a row like that. I think it says a lot about our team, our defense, our special teams, because they've stepped up big time. It's been awesome to see from them.
Tell my boy he needs to speak up, dude. I can barely hear him.
So I mean, obviously Justin said everybody stepped up. The team, the offense, or the special team stepped up. Defense stepped up, and then obviously at times when the offense could, they stepped up as well. Really, you have to tip your hats off to the special teams tonight for that play by
100%.
Josser Taylor, and then obviously Dustin Hopkins. I really think special teams took it tonight. They did their job. The defense did their job as well.
100%.
The only thing they weren't able to get was a turnover, but when you can get 4 sacks on Russell Wilson, you'll take that. 1 by Khalil Mack, 2 by Drew Tranquil, 1 by Derwin James. Derwin
Those
James'
are
one
ghosts.
was crazy too.
Yeah.
The one with
Oh
Derwin
my
James,
God.
he starts turning, and you
Yeah.
can just see him go. You can
Yeah.
just see him like Brucey. Oh, and then he like just kind of goes.
Dude, could
And
you
so,
imagine
crazy.
seriously if they would put him at edge rusher? How crazy it would be. We've already seen him physically assault offensive linemen, which I love. He like breaks every stereotype of a DB, and I absolutely love it. I love it, dude.
Exactly, and that's the thing is that he's everywhere. He hits everybody. Like he really is a player that can play anywhere. So definitely,
100%,
he's so talented.
Oh yeah, 100%. The guy's an absolute stud. He's an absolute dog, as our compa Nick Sirianni says, dude.
So let me read off some stats to you guys before we head out of here, because it is 10:10, and I came here with our good compa Eric Williams. He's gonna need to give me a ride back, so I don't want him to leave me.
Yeah.
He was disappointed that you didn't come up. He was like, I was expecting a fun car ride, and then I just started laughing. I was
yeah, you know, I have practice. I have practice.
No, I know. He knew that. Justin Herbert, 37 of 57. That's a lot of thrown passes.
I don't like
238 yards, 1 interception. The interception happened on that pop-up by Gerald Everett, where he threw it to Gerald. Gerald popped it up, and it got intercepted. Joshua Palmer, 9 catches for 57 yards. Obviously not the result that you wanted yards-wise, but hey, 9 catches, that's him integrating himself more into the offense.
Finally, dude. Finally, he was here.
Donald Parham, 3 catches for 53 yards. He had a really nice 24-yard catch. I think once you get Keenan back too, you're gonna see Donald Parham get more open, get more integrated into the team. So that'll be good. Austin Eckler, 10 catches, 47 yards. Gerald Everett, 5 catches, 29 yards. He had a crucial drop there at the end where it could have been a first down. Mike Williams, 2 catches for 17, but Patrick Surtain, what can you do against him? It was tough to see that, but and then on defense, Derwin James, 10 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 quarterback hit. Drew Tranquil, 8 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and 3 quarterback hits. Khalil Mack, 5 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, 1 pass defended, and 1 quarterback hit.
Beast.
So those are some of your defensive stats. Like I said, I think there was another sack. Those were the 3 guys that had sacks. So yeah, that's just how the Chargers ended up winning this game, 19-16. Dan, game ball.
Game ball? It only goes to Drew Tranquil, baby. That's the guy who deserves it. I kid you not. We talked about this after the last game. I was turning red. I was so irate because I saw people loaf into the football. This guy is a heat-seeking missile from the start of the play to the end of the play.
Can you stop with your Notre Dame bias?
Oh my God! Yeah,
no,
that is what I do.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Do you know how hard it's been to try and get through this with 0 expletives? I am not happy, Frau.
And then
Drew Tranquil, game ball, dude, looked like an absolute stud tonight. He was by far, the MVP, flying all over the place, dude. He played with some piss and vinegar, and I love it. I love it, dude.
I'm going to hand out 3.
Oh, okay. All of a sudden, yeah, okay.
No. Okay. I'm going to grab a football. I'm going to cut it into 3 pieces. Jazier Taylor, Dean Leonard, and Dustin Hopkins. I thought all 3 they deserved the victory tonight.
Yeah.
Like I said, Dustin Hopkins, what a warrior. And everybody was really happy for him. So definitely a good victory for them. Like I said, Chargers win. It's ugly. We understand that, but hey, reinforcements are on the way. Keenan Allen should be back next week. We'll see what happens. Joshua Kelly also in the locker room told me he was fine. He was like, "Hey, I'm good. I'll be fine. No worries. This and that and that." So he was pretty positive walking out. So definitely, it was a win's a win. They're 4-2. They are now atop the division. They're tied with Kansas City, and we'll see how the rest of the cookie crumbles. But Dan is not happy, and I think his pillow is going to catch on fire tonight while he's sleeping because of how angry he is.
I'm about to start cussing up a storm on sleep, dude. I'm so pissed.
Okay, then before he cusses up a storm, we got to head out of here because, like I said, I think Eric might be leaving me. So I'm Fernando Ramirez.
I can't even do my let's ride. I can't even do my let's ride joke.
That's Dan in the cowboy wearing, the cowboy hat wearing, sunglass donning, son of a gun, Dan and Daygo. He is hyped. He is excited. His Chargers are now 4-2. He knows. Oh my God.
I still love Staley. I don't care what anybody says. I'm a loyal person.
Chargers country.
Stop it.
Chargers country.
Stop it.
Chargers country.
Oh, you want me to do it?
I'm waiting for you. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
We're not gonna get off of the Chargers country.
Let's ride. Hey, Chargers country. Let's ride. What an idiot. What a buffoon. What a bunch of jokers.
What about that? Wait, never mind. All right. That's Dan and Daygo. I'm Fernando.
No, I'm not Dan and Daygo. I'm Mr. Unlimited. Unlimited. Gotta have an alter ego. I'm Mr. I can't believe we got to overtime with these jokers, dude. Gosh dang it.
That's Dan and Daygo. I'm Fernando
stupid
Ramirez.
Twitter videos.
It is 10:15 at night. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Eric, I love them.
I will. And Jeff?
For Jeffrey, obviously. That goes without
Joe
saying.
Reedy?
Obviously, Uncle Joe. I love him.
Danny and Brock?
Oh, yeah. I love those guys. Shout out, my lord. Shout out to Dan and Brock.
All right.
Congrats.
Well, I'm Fernando Ramirez. That's Dan and Daygo. Thank you guys so much. Stay safe. And Chargers country.
Let's ride.